Well, last Council Connections, we had a new council member, Keith Sidner, here. Can you guess who's next? Well, stay tuned and we'll let you know coming up next. Thank you for coming back and staying tuned. Appreciate it. Welcome to the next edition of Council Connections. Now, as I teased at the beginning of the show, we have another new council member here that we're very pleased to have in our studio, Honorable Carl DeWalt. Thank you so much for coming in and taking the time out to talk to our viewers.
You're more than welcome.
All right, so let's start off at the very beginning. Who's Carl DeWalt? All right, why don't you just tell us a little bit about yourself so your constituents can get to know you.
I'm Carl DeWalt, as Corinne says. I'm your council member of Ward 1. 33 years ago, I came to Laurel from Western Pennsylvania, and I purchased a home in the historic district of Laurel. I also became a Laurel police officer, along with being an actual Laurel citizen. And that was very important to me, to live where I work as a police officer and get the insight of the people around my community, especially
Definitely.
in the historic district in Ward 1. Becoming a police officer, I experienced a lot of things as a public servant, and I was always available to the people, helping the people as much as I can in an official capacity. But I was also a citizen too, so I got to hear a lot of personal things from people as I either walked the streets or I was in my cruiser, or no matter what, how I met them, I always got some personal insight into a lot of things and their needs and concerns.
So you believed in community policing?
Oh,
then.
100%.
Yeah. Good.
I was actually in charge of that unit for a certain period of time, 3 or 4 years.
Fantastic.
And after 28 years of serving the people as a public servant in a police officer and citizen capacity, I felt the need to continue on because I enjoyed it so much in the Laurel community that I decided to run for Ward 1 council member. And because of the great citizens that we have in Ward 1 and in the city of Laurel, they elected me to be their Ward 1 representative.
And congratulations to you.
Thank you very much.
And thank you for your service too as a police officer. I'm glad that you made it through 28 years. That's fantastic.
Yes, thank you so much.
Okay, so Ward 1 includes Main Street. You've told me that there are a number of things that you'd like to see happen there, so why don't you let the viewers know?
Ward 1 is, I believe, is still the heart and soul of our community. There's no corporations, big corporations or anything. These are small, to be described as mom and pop and family type businesses that thrive on Main Street. They're always looking for improvement to revitalize Main Street to make it better. And what happened about over 3 years ago, a group of Ward 1 citizens, artists, got together. It was only a handful, 4 of them, and they came up with the thing of having art shows at some of the local venues, at the coffee shops, restaurants. And from that idea and having those small venues, which I attended a lot of them, I'm not in no way, shape, or form an artist, but I love art, certain aspects of art.
It's seriously, because I've been to a few of them too, and it's very enjoyable to see what some of our residents and people can do here in Laurel. It's fantastic. And if you haven't been to one, you really should take a look at the city's Facebook page, because we post them quite regularly. They have them at Sip at C Street, they have it at Olive on Main, and this is, like you were saying, this group of people has made this grow exponentially. So what would you like to see happen? Yeah,
there's a 13-member council with the city now, the Arts Council, which is fabulous. I just attended an event last Saturday, second Saturday, down on Main Street with all the artists, and it was a well participated event in the art. And the thing that struck me the most was Clayton Cooper, who was part of that group. At one of the first events, he told me, he says, it's not only the looking and enjoying our local artists, he says it's bringing the community together. Perfect. And that's what it does. And all these art shows are packed with people, and it has blossomed into something that's really, really fabulous for the city of Laurel and the Main Street area. And the next venue I would love to see, there's 6 different venues. There's 3 coffee shops and 3 restaurants on Main Street.
Yes.
I would love to see some sort of amateur live music night to start on Main Street in those venues. And I think it could blossom into just like the art council did. It could really blossom, and it could help even revitalize Main Street even more.
Help bring people there, yeah.
Yeah, to get some amateur performances, playing guitars, singing, things like that. And I think that would be really good for our community and the Main Street atmosphere.
Main Street has, in the last few years, we've really seen it grow leaps and bounds.
Yes.
So now you're trying to figure out other ways to make it even go to that higher level.
And I think that a lot of that is a result of Leah and Christian and what they've established.
Agreed.
As far as I know their name of their group in the city is very long, but it's environmental something, something, something.
It's economic and community development.
There you go.
And if you want to, you can shorten it to ECD.
And
That's what it says, right?
I know Christian runs it, and Leah's one of her subordinates in it, and they do an absolute fabulous job.
They do.
With the small businesses around Laurel. They really do.
Now, you also said, not on top of, wanting to help take it to the next level, that means bringing a lot more people there, which means we've got a senior center there. We've got a lot of people that could be walking, which is safety. So what would you like to see happen with that?
Yeah, the main focus on safety for Main Street is the Selborne House, where the seniors live. And they use that crosswalk, and they walk a lot up and down Main Street. Mm-hmm. And the whole thing was anything that we can heighten their safety while they're walking out on the street or crossing the street or anything, that would be very beneficial. Main Street is a unique area because we have a lot of commuters that come and use Main Street as a cut through. And I live right on Prince George Street, and you could see that when the traffic backs up on Main Street, they use the side streets.
Right.
And they travel really fast because it's in the morning, they're going to work, and everybody's in a hurry. So anything we could do as far as speed detection devices, speed cameras, just the actual, they had a speed monitor up there for about 3 months, excuse me, and it actually shows your speed, and it actually helped immensely.
Right, because it'll start blinking if you go over the speed limit.
Yeah, and it alerts you. It takes your mind off hurrying to get to work to say, wow, I'm traveling a little bit too fast on
let me
this
look down at my
25 mile per hour
speedometer.
zone.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely. And the speed cameras, hey, God bless them. They're the greatest thing in the world. And I know people don't like getting those $40 tickets, but don't speed in Laurel. They're set for 12 miles over, and if you can't judge your speed any less than 12 miles over what the actual speed limit is, then you might have a speeding problem.
You might get one of the tickets, right?
You might get one of them $40 tickets. But always know that those $40 tickets are going right back to public safety.
Which, hey, you can say you're donating.
Absolutely, 100%.
So you want to keep the citizens safe on Main Street, especially the seniors, because people have to slow down. Because and it's very easy to see because you've got those lovely red brick crosswalks, and you see somebody come into it and it says stop for pedestrians.
Yes.
So keep an eye, just keep an eye out and watch for that, and make sure you take it slow. Okay.
There is one other program that I would love to see, and it's in existence now. It's it helps the seniors. If you sign up for it, you can call the city and they'll provide you transportation, doctor's office, shopping, wherever you have to go. It's affordable to you.
Right.
And it's an absolute great service that the seniors could take advantage of. It even accompanies handicapped seniors. And the whole thing is it's $30 a year, which is not a lot of money, but I've been talking to several representatives, Senator Rosa Pepp and several other ones, to try to get some sort of grant, maybe to even alleviate that $30 for the
Some
senior.
people
make
are
it
on
free.
a fixed budget.
Yes,
yeah.
yes, and $30 might not be much for me or you, but it matters to our seniors, and if we could get that through a grant through the state or federal government, it would even be better. And that program is awesome for our seniors.
That'd be great.
Yes.
I know our seniors would love that very much.
Yes, they would.
Well, okay, so we were on Main Street. You said you live in the historic district. There's some work you want to do in your part of the neighborhood and in the historic district area. Why don't you tell our viewers?
There's, in case you're not aware of it, a lot of the people that live there are aware of it. We have a lot of alleys. Some of them are travelable. Some of them you can't travel through. But they are alleys. There's a big discrepancy if they're private or if they're public. It goes back years and years. But the thing that happens in the summertime is that if we have any holes in those alleys, it produces standing water.
Right.
And you know during the summertime when it gets hot, standing water is not good.
It's a breeding ground for mosquitoes.
Mosquitoes, we've had flies, rodents, and we've even had an increase last year in rats, people seeing rats. And instead of using chemicals and using those sprays, which actually my block of Prince George Street got a petition signed last year where we didn't want we didn't want them coming through with that spray for the mosquitoes.
Okay.
Because of some of the seniors and some of the people with breathing issues.
Right.
So instead of wasting our money on these chemicals and stuff like that, if we could just get some of these alleys, some of that standing water, some of the maintenance done on that, then we can prevent a lot of problems from happening in the future. And I know a lot of the citizens that property abut up to those alleys are very concerned over some of those alleys.
Be proactive, so make sure that you get the holes filled in. And people actually have to go into their own yards too and make sure that they dump, any of the pot, you have a pot with the dish underneath, make sure you dump that out.
Correct.
So that, yeah. So it's being proactive. So make sure you, and I know Public Works puts out a great informational flyer at this time every year because of that issue. So make sure to keep an eye out for that because on our Facebook page, because we will make sure that we put that out there.
Yes, and you could see some of the alleys that are maintained a little bit better. You could see that the citizens become more involved with those alleys. They keep them a lot cleaner. They really do. And some of the ones that need some updates to them and need some maintenance on them, they seem to disintegrate a lot quicker, and people don't pay much attention to them at the time. So this not only would improve the health benefits of it, it will also improve the people taking care of some of these alleys by themselves, which is very nice.
Beautification,
Yeah, because we also, we have the Old Town Cleanup crew that we walk around.
Yes.
Kathy Peterson started it, and we do it 4 or 5 times a year, and it's a big group. We get 30, 40 people at these events, and we go around Old Town Laurel and we clean up trash. And you'll be surprised, the same areas that we did 2 or 3 weeks ago, we go back there and we find more trash to it. So, but it's a great program, and Kathy Peterson deserves a lot of credit for that.
Yeah, this time of year with all the wind, you can go ahead and clean it up, but you get those little funnels, that tunnel it right into a particular area, and it's just going to blow it all back.
Yes.
Well, is there anything else that you'd like your constituents and our viewers to know?
No. I can be reached anytime. My email is just like any city employee. It's the first initial and your last name, cdewalt@laurel.md.us. Most my constituents know where I live. It's not a secret. I've been there for 33 years, and I get a lot of people that stop by or they see me in my yard.
Knock on the
anything.
door, hello.
Or the greatest thing to meet me is, if you want something, is just go to the city website and look at the events that are occurring. My calendar's full. I have to keep a calendar to remember everything I go to. A lot of the charitable events, a lot of the events that the city puts on, the great events. I mean, we have so many events. I remember as a police officer, I said to Marty Fleming, Marty, don't we have enough events? And he goes, I know, almost every day of the week and definitely every weekend we have something going on in the city.
Especially when the weather starts getting nicer, spring,
It's beautiful.
Parks and Rec, the police department, there's an ECD. You know, they are getting a lot of great events for businesses coming up too. So you don't want, he's absolutely right. Go to the city's website and look at our calendars.
Yes.
We've got so much going on.
And I'm at as many of them as I could possibly attend.
Perfect.
Yes.
Phone number that they could reach you at?
I don't know my city phone. It's on because I don't use it a lot. If you need to call me, I have no problem giving out my personal phone because a lot of people call me on that anyway, and it's 301-335-3756. And my city phone, I do have it. I keep it with me. It's on my card, but I don't have it memorized.
Okay, not a problem. And they know that they can get a hold of you just by going to the events.
Yes.
And they can email you.
Absolutely.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much, Carl, for coming on. We
Thank
greatly
you very
appreciate
much.
it.
It's
All
always a pleasure.
Good luck to you, and we hope to see great things for you coming up. All right?
Thank you. And my slogan from day one has always been government transparency is the key to public trust. And I will always live by that, and I will always be forthright and have as much transparency as I could possibly give you.
All right, great. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, well, that's been this edition for the Council Connections. So watch YouTube channel, Laurel TV, at Laurel TV Official. You want to make sure to stop there. That's where this airs, along with a lot of great other programs. And you can watch us on our Facebook page, Laurel TV, and follow us on Twitter at laureltv.org. Thank you for tuning in. We'll see you next time.